time that a U.S. president has met with leaders of just South Korea and Japan. It doesn't always happen. They're two of the U.S.'s biggest allies kind of in Eastern Asia. They haven't always agreed with each other on their own terms, Japan and South Korea. So this is big to get them both in a room. They're discussing things like, keeping an open line of communication.
Coming up on KTTC News at 6, taking in the arts in downtown Rochester. A glimpse at a Rochester event continuing tonight. Plus, we're bringing you an update on the jury trial of a man accused of shooting someone in the head last Christmas. But first, beautiful out there this evening. In case we've forgotten, it's mid-August. Mother Nature is about to remind us. Your 6 o'clock news starts now.
Live from your local news leader, this is KTTC News.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin Alexander. Tom Overley has the night off. A sunny, nice Friday out there today, but things are about to take a turn for the scorching. Meteorologist Sarah Gannon joins us live from her hometown of Kenyon, live at Rose Fest. Sarah, we lucked out on the weather tonight, though.
Yeah, hey there, Caitlin. Weather has been absolutely beautiful, not only all this week, but today as well. And a perfect kickoff to Rose Fest here in Kenyon. I am downtown between 2nd Street and Red Wing Avenue, and this is kind of where the street dances happen, both tonight and tomorrow. So things are just starting to warm up. We'll have Lost Highway on at 8 o'clock this evening. That's our band for tonight. The Dads is headlining tomorrow's street dance. So a couple food trucks out here, citywide garage sales, so many fun things to do with the family, the kiddos, all this weekend. Tractor pull on Sunday, the parade on Sunday, and you can check out the Field of Flags at Veterans Memorial Park here in Kenyon as well. So it's a fabulous weekend to kick things off, but we're going to get hot as we head into this weekend. Outside right now, down in the Rochester area, we're sitting at 74 degrees. That's our current temperature. Widespread sunshine. Those winds, thank goodness we have a nice light little breeze. Winds anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south. Those dew points sitting into the 50s. So a nice comfortable evening. Temperatures area wide hovering into those mid and upper 70s. Very comfortable. 77 in Zumbrota, Plainview, Austin. 75 in Mason City and Charles City and Albert Lee. Austin sitting at 77. So some nice pleasant temperatures out there, and we have been enjoying that sunshine all evening long. We're looking at mostly clear skies, that nice sunshine, not much happening there on the weather front as we check in with your satellite and radar. But as we look ahead for the rest of this evening, hour by hour forecast, beautiful weather. If you want to get outside, tonight is going to be the time to do it. Take that long walk, get the kiddos out to the park. Come on down to Kenyon, enjoy that street dance happening here at 8 o'clock. That's when that starts. Again, Lost Highway happening here tonight. We have Orinoco Gold Rush Days happening there this weekend as well. So it's a very busy, packed weekend. So many fun things to check out, not only here in Kenyon, but also Orinoco. All the fun things to find there. So weather, though, getting very hot. We're tracking upper 80s, low 90s on the way for this weekend and much of next week. I'll break down more of those details on how the weekend will play out, and next week in your First Alert weather coming up in just a little bit. Caitlin, back to you.
Thank you, Sarah. A local man is behind bars tonight, now charged for an alleged ongoing sexual relationship with an underage girl, luring her to his home for sex. Police say the victim was a minor under the age of 14. The girl was visiting Rochester for the summer and met 36-year-old Jonathan Mark Tompkin through a messaging app. After an investigation, police say they learned Tompkin, who lives in Northwest Rochester, would pick the victim up, take her to his home, and provide her with alcohol or marijuana. Tompkin was arrested Wednesday on charges of first-degree criminal sexual assault. A Rochester woman has pleaded guilty for her involvement in the events on January 6th at the United States Capitol. 41-year-old Victoria White pleaded guilty to civil disorder, aiding and abetting for her role in the riots. The charges can bring up to 5 years in prison with a $250,000 fine. However, estimated sentencing guidelines suggest White will be sentenced to 6 months or less in prison. White drove from Rochester to Washington, D.C. for the day's events. Her sentencing is set for November 20th. The jury trial continues for Philip Turner, the man accused of shooting a woman in the head last Christmas. The trial has been underway all week and will reconvene Monday. 4 witnesses testified today, but a witness from the BCA failed to make an appearance. They are now supposed to be in court Monday at 9 a.m. We'll continue to follow this case as the trial continues. There's a road closure you should know about next week. The intersection at 21st Avenue Northwest and 16.5 Street Northwest will be completely closed starting August 21st and will last until the 23rd. It's closed for utility work. If you use public transportation, Route 409 will be detoured. You'll be turning left on 17.5 Street Northwest, then right on 19th Avenue Northwest. You'll resume your normal route when you get to the Valley High Drive intersection. Peace Plaza has an art festival going on right now, and people are enjoying a beautiful day in downtown Rochester. The Med City Art Festival has 34 vendors, performers, and art activities for the whole family. The festival first started in 2019, and this is their 4th event. There will be a Native American flute player, a Japanese drums performance, and Matt Simpson as a feature artist. You can enjoy many different kinds of food and shop for handmade goods, from pottery to jewelry.
I believe that if you want, art is not just the professional artist, it's expression of yourself. So you can express yourself with colors, with paints, with activities, or being around artists. It's fun.
The festival continues until 11 tonight on Peace Plaza, and the weather should be great for it. Albert Lee High School is getting a brand new tech lab, and with it comes the creation of the school's first ever varsity esports team. KTTC reporter Matt Rainier has the story.
Schools are always looking to improve the quality of their students' education and expand the horizons of what their students are capable of. And this is no different for Albert Lee High School, who announced Friday that major updates to its STEM program, adding new equipment and a new club.
We're excited for Mr. Egner to join our staff as a engineering teacher and project lead the way teacher, and look at what that provides for our students, in addition to offering an esports class.
Students in the esports class will be able to take their learned skills and apply it to competition, as they can join in the school's new esports team, Tigers Gaming. The Tigers will become the latest school added to a statewide high school league, where students will be able to compete against rival schools in online multiplayer games.
We participate in the Minnesota Varsity League. So there's about 100 schools in Minnesota that participate in this league. There's many titles to choose from. Starting out, we opted to go with League of Legends, which is a 5-on-5 multiplayer battle arena, and Rocket League, which is you can play multiple ways, but our competition is 2v2 with car physics soccer.
The opportunities presented to Albert Lee students through their esports club are numerous, and the staff is looking to use the club as a way for students to further build a connection with one another.
It's just wanting to have a desire to get out, connect with your fellow teammates. Now, with esports, you can play from anywhere, but we really want to create that connection, so all of our matches and all of our practices are going to take place here in our design and gaming lab, because we want to build that connection, because we at Albert Lee believe that we're better together.
Reporting from Albert Lee High School, I'm Matt Rainier.
School resource officers from the Rochester Police Department hosted a youth camp for students from Rochester Public Schools. The camp provides opportunities for students to bond, work together, and have fun. Today is the last day of the 4-day camp, and it started on Tuesday. In the previous days, students listened to guest speaker sessions and got to spend time at Eagle Bluff. Today, students got to go-kart in Southwest Rochester's Skyline Raceway.
It's good for them to meet new friends and gain new friendships. And so they're going to take away a lot from the last 4 days on all the courses that they worked on. And again, relationships last forever, so this is a good thing to do.
This is the youth camp's first event, and the Rochester Police Department intends to host more in the future. The Minnesota State Fair is honoring some kids from our area with scholarships. We wanted to give these bright young people a shout out. You can see their names on your screen. These are the people selected for the Minnesota State Fair Scholarship. They're chosen for their achievements in youth livestock programs, as well as their involvement in their local communities. The scholarship was established back in 1994 and annually awards up to 22 scholarships. Each kid gets about $1,000, except one lucky kid from Owatonna who received $2,000. Scholarships are funded by the Minnesota State Fair Foundation. Meanwhile, the Iowa State Fair might be setting a new attendance record. The previous record was 1.17 million, set back in 2019. 6 days into the fair, attendance was beating the 2019 fair by 4,000 people. This year needs to see an average of about 112,000 people each day to beat the all-time record. It's the kickoff for a big weekend for the community of Orinoco. It's time for the annual Downtown Orinoco Gold Rush Days, Antique Show, and Flea Market. It's a time where dozens of vendors from all across the region line the streets of town to sell their treasures. Between vendors and shoppers, it draws in more than 5,000 people every year. Organizers have spent just about a year planning and raising money for the event. The board donates all after-expense proceeds from the event to local nonprofit groups.
We have contributions to different organizations, churches, Lions Club, Fire Department. It sponsors National Night Out. We also give money to schools that help us put there's dance teams, football teams, lacrosse teams. We have a lot of volunteers that come out to help unload the vendors as well as repack on Sunday afternoons.
The show just wrapped up, but not to worry if you haven't made it out there yet. It starts back up tomorrow at 8 a.m. and then wraps up on Sunday at 2 p.m. New concerns for the safety of the judges and juries involved in former President Trump's cases, and word now that Trump may skip the Republican debate next week. Also, our meteorologist is live out at Rosefest in Kenyon. We'll hear more from her in just a bit, but for now, here is your local allergy report.
Coming up, the pilot armed with an axe. He went
The names of those on the grand jury who are working on the case against former President Trump in Georgia were released by Trump supporters. Now they are fearing for their safety as threats are leveled at the judge over the case from people across the country. Blaine Alexander has more.
This morning, as the legal cases surrounding former President Donald Trump continue, there are new concerns for the safety of the judges and juries involved. A Texas woman was arrested and charged with threatening Tanya Chutkan, the judge overseeing Trump's federal election case in Washington, D.C. Officials say the woman left the judge a threatening voice message filled with racist rhetoric. The former president has repeatedly slammed the four indictments, both on the campaign trail and on social media, where he recently reposted criticism of Chutkan and Thursday said this about this week's indictment in Fulton County, Georgia.
I think they're sick people. They have no idea the anger they cause.
There, the sheriff's office has announced new safety measures, saying in a statement it's aware that the personal information of the grand jurors who returned that indictment is being shared on various online platforms. It comes after NBC News first reported that the grand jurors' names and home addresses had been posted online on a fringe website, with one user writing, "These jurors have signed their death warrant." Unlike federal court and most other states, in Georgia, grand jurors' names, but not personal information, are listed in the indictment, which, once unsealed, is public. For Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis, security has long been top of mind through her 2-year investigation. She says she's received repeated, often racist threats. We asked her about them last summer.
Have you had to up your security because of those threats specifically related to this investigation?
Absolutely. I signed up to be the district attorney, but I still have a lot of life in front of me and I want to lead it.
As Mr. Trump continues to attack the Georgia process,
They want to silence you. They want to silence you.
This morning, a new announcement after promising to reveal what he called a report of Georgia voter fraud in a press conference on Monday. He wrote overnight that press conference is now canceled.
Former President Trump is expected to skip the first Republican presidential debate Wednesday and instead do a sit-down interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson. That's according to multiple sources familiar with his plans. It's expected to air around the same time as the debate. Trump's advisors say, however, that he could still change his mind at the last minute and decide to attend the debate after all. Buying a home in the U.S. just keeps getting harder. Mortgage rates are skyrocketing, home prices remain at near-record heights, and supply is low. Ivan Rodriguez explains what's behind this housing affordability crisis.
Mortgage rates in the United States have soared to their highest level in 21 years. According to data from Freddie Mac released Thursday, the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 7% this week. A year ago, it was just over 5%. The cause?
You have things like inflation remaining higher than ideal. You've got a lot of kind of concerns about what the Fed is going to do regarding future interest rate hikes.
Another issue facing potential home buyers and driving up prices, a lack of supply. Current homeowners are reluctant to sell, hunkering down with their ultra-low mortgage rates that might be half or less of current rates.
They can sit in that house for a while with a high price on the market until somebody comes along and buys.
For anyone looking to buy a home, waiting out the spike is not necessarily the best option.
You can end up spending even more just because you waited too long and rates rose instead of fall like you hoped.
Jacob Channel, a senior economist with LendingTree, suggests people focus on the things they can control.
We really don't have enough power to massively influence whether or not mortgage rates rise or fall on average. But we do have the power to boost things like our personal credit scores. We do have the power to save up more for a down payment. We do have the ability to shop around and compare loans from different mortgage lenders.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
Hey there, meteorologist Sarah Gannon here reporting live in my hometown of Kenyon. We have Rose Fest happening all this weekend. Things really kicked off today. More festivities happening tomorrow, and we'll wrap things up there on Sunday. So many things to come out and do. If you are looking for something to do this weekend, come on up to Kenyon. We have a couple street dances, one tonight. Lost Highway will be on stage tonight starting at 8 o'clock. And then we have the Dads for tomorrow's street dance, also starting at 8. So I am live right now downtown Kenyon between Subway and the Kenyon Muni. And we're starting to see some people filling in here. We've got some food trucks. There's a beer and wine tasting happening at Lacey's this evening. Angie's has some good food this evening. So does Lacey's. So many great things to check out here all this weekend. Citywide garage sales and a lot of fun things to do for the whole family and the kiddos. So band's starting to warm up behind us here. Again, they go on stage at 8 o'clock this evening. Weather-wise, fantastic evening. If you want to get outside and enjoy these great conditions, tonight is the night to do it because we are getting hot and humid for this weekend and most of next week. So outside right now in Rochester, sitting at 74 degrees, widespread sunshine. Those winds, nice light breeze out of the south right now, anywhere from around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Those dew points pretty comfortable there into those mid and upper 50s. Temperatures area-wide across southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa currently sitting into those mid and upper 70s. It is 76 in Rushford, 75 in Preston, Austin, Albert Lee, and Mason City. Same for Decorah. It is 77 up in Zumbrota. As we check out your satellite and radar, not too much happening. We've seen a couple clouds filtering in and out throughout the afternoon and evening hours. We'll see a couple more later on tonight, but expecting to see mainly clear skies as we roll towards the overnight hours. Possibly some partly cloudy skies at times. So when we look forward here for the rest of tonight, a few clouds rolling through and winds will stay on the breezy side. So it's comfortable tonight, and then the heat arrives in full force for the weekend. We're talking upper 80s and low 90s for those high temperatures, and we will just stay hot and sunny as we roll into next week. So when we time things out here, looking at future track the rest of this evening, things looking pretty comfortable. We'll see clear skies for the remainder of tonight. So again, if you do want to get outside, take a nice long walk, head on down to Rose Fest here in Kenyon. You are good to go here for this evening. Overnight hours then looking pretty quiet as well. Temperatures cooling back towards about those mid-60s. Starting off your Saturday, beautiful day. It will get hot and sunny though. We'll see that widespread sunshine and high temperatures into those upper 80s and low 90s. Fast forwarding things into Sunday, not too bad. Starting off on a mild note there, and again, more sunshine and some slightly cooler temperatures, but still into those mid and upper 80s for those high temperatures on Sunday. But again, as I mentioned, it is going to be a very hot and humid week ahead. We're tracking upper 80s, low 90s for those high temperatures this weekend through next week, and that means heat index values into those mid and upper 90s. So it is going to be very, very hot and muggy here the next couple of days. So just make sure you do what you can to stay hydrated and try and stay cool and limit extended periods of time outside. Unfortunately, though, that with all that sunshine means no rainfall in the immediate future. We're tracking very dry and sunny skies here for the next 7 days. As for tonight, partly cloudy skies expected. Overall, pretty quiet with overnight temperatures into those mid-60s. Your weekend outlook, hot and sunny. We're tracking upper 80s, low 90s for Saturday. More sunshine and some mid to upper 80s, couple low 90s possible in North Iowa by Sunday. Winds will stay breezy throughout this weekend. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast, tracking nothing but sunshine here for the next 7 days, but that heat looking to stay with us for quite a while. So get ready, do what you can to stay cool, stay hydrated. That's a look at your first alert weather. We'll send it over to Julian. How's it going with sports?
It's good. There's some good music going on there in Kenyon. Next in sports, the Twins get set for a 3-game series with the Pirates. I'll preview game 1, this interleague matchup, plus one player is making his claim to a roster spot. Brian Flores lets us know how Ivan Pace Jr. is doing after the break. What's going on, friends? I'm Julian Mitchell. This evening we get started on the diamond. The Twins get set for a 3-game series with the Pirates. The 40th time these two teams have met. The Twins lead the all-time series 23-16 and have won 7 of the last 10 these two have played coming into this one. After a day off here, Minnesota's looking for a stronger outing than its series finale with Detroit, coming up short and ending its 3-game win streak. Pirates, so a good matchup and near the bottom of the league in ERA, 4.61, and batting average at 235. Pablo Lopez set to take the mound for the Twins, blazing hot this month. 3 starts, 3 wins, and a .47 ERA. First pitch in this one set for 7:10 on Bally Sports North. The diamond to the gridiron now. The best thing about NFL training camp is the diamonds in the rough that come out of it. You know, the players that get a shot and break out onto a roster, maybe even become big-time players. The Vikings camp, well, Ivan Pace Jr. is becoming one of those players. The undrafted linebacker out of Cincinnati is balling. Against the Eagles, 6 tackles, 4 of them solo. All the Viking staff is praising him, including defensive coordinator Brian Flores.
His ability to pick up the playbook. You know, he had the green dot last week. He did a good job kind of communicating the calls out to the rest of the defense. That's continued this week. You know, he's fast, he's tough, he plays a physical style. He's doing a lot of good things. Again, still, it's not as early as it was a week ago. We have a lot more information, but he's doing a lot of good things, and we're excited about him.
We'll see if Ivan can keep up this pace. Sorry, I had to make that joke. See if he can keep it going in the Vikings' next preseason game against the Titans at US Bank Stadium. Game's this Saturday, 7 p.m. kickoff on the CW. Lastly, let the RCTC volleyball season begin. The Yellow Jackets up in Rockford, the opening weekend tournament. Game 1, 15th ranked RCTC knocked off top-ranked College of DuPage 3-2. Jackets start the season a big win at 1-0.
That's the start you want.
Exactly what you want to do. Want to take out the number 1 team.
All right, we'll be right back.
KTTC Sports, sponsored by Penn's Automotive Group.
Thanks so much for joining us for KTTC News tonight at 6. We'll see you back here for your news, sports, and weather at 10. A look ahead to those high temps this weekend. Have a good night.